and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk all about Instagram stories. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I am crazily obsessed with Instagram stories. And I had one of you awesome people reach out to me and say, hey, I know you did a blog post on how to use Instagram stories, but I want to know actually tips on how to create like successful Instagram stories so that it's not like all over the place. Now, the first thing I want to say is when I first got started with Instagram stories, the only thing that I posted were boomerangs or pictures. Now, over time, I've dramatically transitioned, and I remember the very first video I shot that was actually me talking. It was talking about Pinterest and how I was growing my Pinterest, and it was a video of my analytics on Pinterest and just me kind of doing a voiceover to it. Now, I was so nervous to post that video. I ended up posting two, I think, back to back of me talking, and I was scared to death to post that video, but I knew that I had to do it because talking on Instagram stories is a huge way to connect with your audience, and it's really important if you want to create your success on Instagram. So if you were too worried to talk to your Instagram stories, then these are some tips for you. One of my favorite tips for using Instagram stories is to actually get yourself a pop socket. I know that sounds funny, but when I didn't have a pop socket, oftentimes my finger would cover the speaker down the bottom because the way you hold your phone, I don't even know, is typically your fingers underneath. You cover the speaker and then people can't hear you. And if you ever notice that you can't hear people when they're trying to talk on Instagram stories, it's typically because they're covering the speaker or they accidentally muted it and they don't really know what they're doing. So I highly recommend getting a pop socket. It makes it a lot easier to talk to yourself like this, and then you can move it around as you please. It's also awesome for Musical.ly. I do not have Musical.ly, but I've heard great things about pop sockets for Musical.ly. A couple tips when using Instagram stories. One, actually talk on your Instagram stories. When you just use boomerangs or you just use pictures, people don't really get to know you. And the problem with Instagram is it's just picture based. So people create this vision around you based on the pictures that you post. They really don't get to know the true you. When you actually talk on Instagram stories, they really get a look behind the scenes and they get to understand you and your personality. And that's what really makes you who you are, and that's really going to help you brand, especially as a blogger. So if you want to grow as a blogger, then you really need to talk on Instagram stories. Just be confident and put your face out there. It's really going to be worth it. Another great tip I want to give you is do not hide behind face filters. Don't do it. I know the face filters are cute and you like to turn yourself into a puppy or whatever else, and you may think that it's more flattering for your skin because there are like the perfecting ones that like help to make you look more beautiful, I guess, in a sense. Don't hide behind them. It's okay to use them every now and then, but if you are shooting like 5 videos of you talking, you don't want to have the face filter on all the time. One, it's going to look like you're hiding from your audience, and your audience won't respect you for it, so don't do it. And 2, people won't take you as seriously. 3, it tells people that you're not confident on Instagram stories. It really does, and that's the way it's portrayed to other people, and you want to appear confident and authoritative in your niche and what you're talking about. So I highly recommend just don't use filters. If you do, use them every now and then, but don't use them every single time. You are awesome just the way you are, and your audience cares about you because you are the person that you are, so don't hide your face because of it. Another tip I want to give you is do not start all of your Instagram stories with, I just wanted to pop on here. There are so many bloggers that I watch on Instagram stories that say, I just wanted to pop on here for a quick sec every single time. Your audience understands that you are popping on here for a quick sec because they are watching your video on Instagram stories, so you don't need to disclaim that every single time. Another tip I want to give you, don't start every video with so. I went through a phase where I started every single video with so, and sometimes I still do it. So I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible, but it's really easy to start a video with so because it's like the easiest lead-in. You really don't need it. You can just start talking. Another great tip with Instagram stories, use the captions to your advantage. You get to type anything you want. You get to write anything you want. You can doodle, you can add stickers, you can do anything you want on Instagram stories. They really have made it like so advanced. It's really, really cool. A lot of people will click through Instagram stories without even listening to them. So if you want people to listen to them, write a little caption about what you're talking about, and maybe they'll go, oh, hey, I actually want to listen to what she's saying, because sometimes I talk a lot and I know a lot of people click through or they'll swipe away and go to the next person. That's totally fine. Anyone can do whatever they want. But if I actually want people to listen to it, I write a little bit saying, okay, I'm going to talk about anxiety here because that's something I actually did recently. So I put little captions on each of them. You can move them, place them wherever you want. I try to keep it consistent on the text that I include on my Instagram stories. So it's kind of like I'm theming my Instagram stories as you would theme anything within your brand. You can also tag locations, tag companies, and tag hashtags within your Instagram stories. So if you are looking to expand your Instagram reach and grow your audience on Instagram, that is a great way to do it. I ended up actually getting a client through Instagram stories because I was talking about SEO, and I actually attached the Rochester, New York location tag, and I had someone reach out to me saying, hey, I want SEO consulting. Can you help me in this area? And that was really super duper awesome, and I'm glad that I did that. It is a great way to get new followers and, of course, business. It is really important with Instagram stories that you aren't just posting sporadically on Instagram stories, but you're actually being very consistent with your Instagram stories strategy. Now, I talk on Instagram stories just about every day, and I do that for a reason. My audience can expect me on Instagram stories. If I randomly posted a 10 video clip on the Instagram stories one day, and then I don't post anything for another 3 days, and then that 3 days later, I then go and I just post 2 pictures on my Instagram stories, people are gonna be like, what the heck the deal, you know? You wanna actually post consistently, and you wanna be consistent with your brand image. So if you wanna appear as a great content creator, and you wanna keep people informed, to keep people educated, then you really need to consistently use your Instagram stories. You're going to constantly share videos on Instagram stories and constantly share videos. If you're only gonna share boomerangs, then I highly encourage you to rethink your strategy. However you use Instagram stories, make sure that you're doing it consistently and that it's cohesive with your brand. Instagram stories are not only great to connect with your audience, but they're also great to promote your blog and your blog content and everything that you're doing. So if you have 10,000 plus followers, you can actually get the swipe up tool. So if you've ever noticed that some accounts that you follow have swipe up options in their Instagram stories, it's because they have 10,000 plus followers. Now, it is rumored that that swipe up option is going to be available to all businesses. It has not happened. I'm not sure if it's ever going to happen. It's just been a rumor around the digital marketing world. So if that happens, awesome, super excited for it. But for now, I'm waiting to hit 10,000 followers so that I can get that lovely swipe up option. But even without the swipe up option, you could still use your stories to promote your blog and your blog content. And you can do that by telling people whenever you share a new blog post. So there are a couple ways you can do it. A lot of bloggers actually scroll through their blog post in a video recording and talk about what they are sharing. You can also just share the promotional image of your blog post through your Instagram stories. That is a-okay as well. And then change the link in your bio to make sure that it actually goes to that blog post. That will help people so that they can actually go there and read it. I have had over 300 times people click on the link in my bio to read my blog post, which is kind of cool. And I know their stats because of Linktree. If you're interested in that, click down below. And the last tip I want to give you with Instagram stories is to actually use the Instagram stories highlight feature. Now, this is something that was recently implemented on Instagram stories, I think a couple weeks ago, and I am in love with it. You can save your Instagram stories. So Instagram stories obviously disappear within 24 hours. You probably already know that already. If you want to save your Instagram stories, you can do that to your bio, which is really cool. And there's actually a highlight section, and you can save multiple clips under one category so that if people are only interested in doing a survey, let's say for my blog, because I just did one today, if you're interested in taking a survey, you can go ahead and just click through the Instagram stories that you want to watch, and they're all on my profile, which is pretty cool. And then I also have an anxiety talk on there, and I'm hoping to do a lot more in the future. I haven't done too much recently, but I want to show you there is a new section that showcases your story highlights, and they can be whatever you want them to be, and then it goes live for longer than 24 hours, and these can be seen whenever. Use the highlights section to showcase things. Let's say if you're a beauty blogger, one of my favorite beauty bloggers to follow is Courtney Shields. Now, she uses hers in a very smart way. She actually uses hers to showcase. She has a makeup tutorial and a hair tutorial and a few other things there, and that's really awesome to help her audience get easy access to these tutorials. She said that she's going to do an everyday makeup routine and everything else on there, which is actually really, really cool, and it's going to help because those are frequently asked questions by people that are going to her blog and going to her Instagram. So instead of constantly having to do the same tutorial every single day on Instagram stories because it keeps disappearing, you can actually just save it, and then it's like a video walkthrough for people, which is kind of like a YouTube video, which is actually pretty cool. So I feel like I've rambled off your ear enough. I've talked so fast in this video that I think I'm actually giving myself a headache. So I'm gonna go maybe shoot some more Instagram stories and definitely get back to work because I have a lot of work I have to do today. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. I hope you're living an awesome life, and I will see you guys later. Bye.